Alright, what's going on, everybody? We got to finish up what we started yesterday, except today is going to be much better. Sorry about yesterday. Not only was I trying to relearn, honestly, just the basics of, Excel or spreadsheets, Google Sheets, whatever you want to call them. I just wasn't prepared, but today I actually had some time to clean up the sheet that was started by Clarky. And yeah, it looks a lot better, a lot more clear and easy to understand, and it will not take nearly as long to finish up. So I got a copyright claim today. Exciting stuff. Pete, copyright claim on what? How in the world did you get a copyright claim? The last time you did something on YouTube was the Abyss stream, I think, right? Which was a little while ago at this point. Alright, anyway, we're gonna get into this spreadsheet stuff in a moment. I think we can finish up there's a lot to talk about in the final three categories, but I still think we could finish it up fairly quickly. A lot of actual champion discussion tonight versus like scrambling around. So I think tonight's gonna be fun, but we'll see how it goes. The video's over a year old. Oh man, it was when I played the Avengers game. Wow, that's lame. That's so dumb, Pete. Good old YouTube. Okay, alright, Eric Nelson. Thank you, dude. Saying tweet. Okay, will do. Messiah also sent a buck saying, damn it, Eric, got caught loading. Oh, man. Messiah, well, thank you, dude. I appreciate you nonetheless, man. Just missed it. I do appreciate you. Alright, let me get a tweet of my own out real quick. Dearest Yacht Marvel Champions. Alright, no more messing around. Well, let's see, what do I want to say tonight? Let's go over the... Dude, my keyboard... Pete, maybe you could actually help. Wait, a Hispanic dude copyright claimed a 60-second segment of my video while I was sitting through a cutscene. Also, my video is 45 days older than the one I allegedly copied. Wow. Interesting. Sounds like someone's trying to just maybe mass claim people and try to get their ad revenue or something. But Pete, my keyboard, dude, I don't know what the deal is, but it just types a second letter sometimes. When I mean, it doesn't seem to be on like any specific letter. It just seems to be any key. Like right now, I guess I'm being really careful and it's not doing it, but like it happens a lot, and it only started happening once I got this keyboard. Which is the one I showed you a while ago. I don't remember. Ducky something. Whatever. Right. Anyway. Well, let's see. Maybe I'll say this. Damage, utility, and defender. Okay. Damage, utility, and defender strength. Those are the final three categories to discuss tonight. All without having to fumble through a terrible spreadsheet. Okay. Yes. Oh no. All right. Damage, utility, defender, strength. Those are the final three categories to discuss tonight. All that I'm gonna yeah, whatever. Good. All right, Eric Nelson. Let me find your tweet. Let's see, what do we got here? L7.4 is done finally, and I think I did really well. Okay, let's see what we got here. 3-4 mutant. Mutant's always a good class. Okay, I'm guessing you took Colossus here. I'm guessing you may have taken Hercules here. Guessing you took that Karate Michael. Okay, very nice. Wait, hold on. Is this not in the same opening? Either way, good stuff, dude. What else we got here? Love running out of ISO. Also, I now have 20 on rank 3s and 1 rank 4. Can't wait to do Karina 2 to rank 4 on my Ultron, but I think my units need to look better. Yeah. The units, that it barely qualifies as plural. with only 10 units, that barely meets the requirements to be qualified as plural. Ooh, I like the background here. This is a sick background for this rank up. Well, cool, man. Congrats on getting handsomely rewarded there. Hey, speaking of Karate Mike, saying hi, cutie, quick tweet for you. Okay, Karate man, what do you got for me? What is this? About 3 weeks left, getting those thumbs ready. Oh my god. Mike, I never commented on your video, dude. I've been doing this a lot lately. Been watching, I mean, I guess I've always had this habit of watching videos and not commenting, but I really should. I know better. I should be leaving comments, but I saw the video that you made with Noel, and I loved it, dude. It was great. I think that was my favorite video that you've ever made. I love the style and and all that stuff that you put into it. Sorry about that, guys. Ugh. Lags, you doing incursion with Lags Jr.? Okay, sorry, man. Dude, if you hit me up earlier, okay, if you hit me up earlier, I would have totally been down, but I didn't. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's get into some of these ratings here. Actually, Eric Nelson sent over another bug saying, "You didn't see my APOC was ranked 4 SIG 200." Yeah, I did. I clicked right on it. Maybe I didn't comment on it, but I definitely pulled up that picture. I remember looking at or maybe I don't know. Maybe I didn't click on it. Maybe I just saw it next to it in the thumbnail. But I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, this is. Wait, is this even? No, this is Esmir. I'm like, hold on. This is different pictures. What the heck's going on? Yeah, here we go. I for sure clicked on this. Also been up for 36 hours. It's bedtime. Oh, dude, 36 hours. Yeah, get some rest. Congrats, though, dude. Congrats. This is a great rank up. Thanks, buddy. Glad you liked it. I think it might be my favorite one, too. It's cool, dude. It's cool. If only... I'm sure it took more effort than... maybe not all of your videos, because you've got some good... You got some other good videos and stuff, too, of course. But... it certainly takes more effort than, like... Alright, loading in ISO. The end, you know? If only they didn't take that much effort. Okay. Alright, let's get into this, though. Let's get into this. Did I see Dream in the chat, too, saying, haven't gotten any reports of you talking poop lately? I appreciate it. Oh, man. I want to say something so bad right now, but I'm not going to. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on damage first. So we can actually hide this, and we can hide... here's what I want to do. We've got my damage versus what Kabam thinks as damage. And then we'll just pull this stuff back in later. I think that's a way to do it. Although it might not be so easy. It might not be super easy to tell which is which. I just realized doing this. Maybe we won't do that actually. We'll just say this is actually fine. We'll just leave it like this. We'll do it how we did yesterday. Okay, so interestingly enough, if you guys notice, all of the Cosmic Champions and all of the Mutant Champions that Kabam selected for this initial batch, they all got 5 out of 5. Which I thought was very interesting, that they all qualified for 5 out of 5. Clearly Kabam did take some of the, better champions in terms of just overall, you know, on average, I think these are some of the better champions in the game, right? Not saying it represents all of the best, but it's there's like no Rocket Raccoon or Electra or, you know, some other champs like that. So it's understandable that it you know, we've got some higher ratings here, but still pretty interesting. I'm blessed and over 2 saying tweet Mr. Grant. Okay, let me check that out real quick. Before we get, is this a doggo pic too? Face you make when you don't need to pee, when your dog father goes to bed and then decide at 4 a.m. that maybe you do after all. Wow. And how could he be mad? What an adorable doggo. I'm glad though. How's this robot rank in damage utility and defender strength? That's a good question. I'm curious how Kabam would score it. How would you score it? I'm blah. I have thought about for other champs that are not on this list here, but we're gonna stick just to this list. Otherwise, it gets messy real fast. Zurafa sending over a loony as well, saying any prediction on anti-venom cutoff. Wanted more of a break after grinding hype, but guess I'm going for another one already. Not right now, man. Gotta give me some time to look at cutoffs and stuff like that. It's hard enough juggling, like, you know, I haven't even adjusted any of these numbers yet. It would take away a little too much to go try to estimate a cutoff right now and stuff like that. So sorry, man, not the moment. TX3 sent over 125. What is that? I don't know if I've ever seen that icon before. What the heck? Let me Google that. What currency is that? Let's see here. That is Philippine peso. Okay. Well, cool. Thank you for the 125 Philippine peso. Say, what's up, BG? Tweet. Okay. After this, we're definitely digging in. I may have to pause some of the super chats here for a little bit, or just other comments. But all right, let's see. Just finished 7.4 last Saturday and had the best opening of my account. Another 6-star karate mic. Solid. Interesting. I wonder who you took here. I'm guessing Widow, but I mean, and some more SIGs on Professor X. Not the worst. Okay, I'm assuming that's a Mag's Awakening. Ooh, hello. We've got some other solid champs here too. Dang, dude. You weren't kidding. That's some really good openings. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, all right. Let's actually dig in for real this time. So I don't necessarily disagree with the damage rankings here of these champs. Do you guys like? Let's just bulk these together. How do you guys feel about these 4 cosmic and 5 mutants? Would you say this is accurate, that they're all 5 out of 5 in terms of damage, or is that do any of them need to be toned down? Because they all hit super hard. I would say Cap Marvel is. I mean, how do you judge Cap Marvel? This is one of the few that is kind of questionable to me. Is like when you blast off with her, yeah, her damage is super high, but it takes time to get there, right? Like if this is DPS, damage per second, I don't know if some of these champs would necessarily qualify. Same thing like when we get to Guillotine down here, is like, yeah, I mean, her damage is super high once you gain a high combo and everything, but I mean, I guess that's how it's being judged. Corvus, he requires ramping up as well, but typically it's like you do it and you're done. But if you're good with Cap Marvel, you also do it and you're done. So I don't know. Is 5 out of 5 justified for all these champs, would you say? Call out any one that you would maybe disagree with, but I'm kind of good with just leaving them all as 5s. I don't know. Taylor Boss saying 4 to 4.5. Round 2 of the whoa, hello colors. Yeah. Well, the previous one looked like this. The only reason I made it all black previously is because I didn't want for it to be super bright in people's eyes. And although the colors are brighter than black, it's nowhere near as bright as just all white. So yeah, Sparkles goes from noodle to freight train. Yeah, very noodly. But also freight train. In Cosmic, CGR should be the highest. Others should be 4.5. Well, so I don't know if we could necessarily say that, because let's say like King Groot is a 5 out of 5 in terms of survivability. Well then how do you put anyone else at a 5 for survivability, you know? Like King Groot and Diablo or something like that. Does that mean that no other champs, because they don't touch him? I don't think so. Honestly, I feel like CGR is like a 6. You know what I mean? But it caps out at 5. So the other champs kind of qualify for that as well. Colossus 4, dude. Colossus, he holds like a speed. I don't know if he still holds the speed record, but like he's literally like the fastest champ to take down the champion boss and stuff. Thingy, CGR needs to be a 6. That's what I'm saying. Thing in my hands is a 10 out of 5 in survivability. Thing in Enzo's hands is a 0 out of 5. Whoa, dreaming. Suddenly, you're the one talking trash. Cat Marvel Domino maybe 4. Colossus 4.5. Strife same 4.5. Rest 5. Do you have another person saying, I agree with all 5s, to be honest. Strife I wouldn't put on 5. Esmir sent over 2 saying the colors are brighter than black. BG 2022. I know. What a super smart comment, huh? Oh my goodness. Esmir, thank you very much. Are you including synergies? So I don't know if Kabam considered synergies. Here's my take on synergies. For the most part, no, I'm not considering synergies. However, there are some exceptions of champions that are like almost always played with their synergy. So like Omega Red, I am considering him with Sabretooth. What can I say, man? That's, you could interpret that how you want, if that's incorrect or not, but like I don't know, man. I am. Thing about CGR is like Cat Marvel, he needs to be set up. Granted, the setup is quicker and easier, and he's not as noodly to start, but he does need to ramp. Well, yeah, I mean, most of these champs too. Hyperion, you got to get your Furies. You got to pop a special 3 to get your cosmic charges. I mean, Omega Red, you got to build up the spores. Sunspot, you have to build up the whatever. I mean, most of these champs aren't Corvus, you know? I'm gonna leave him as 5 for now. We can revisit this later. Let's move on a bit here. Okay, so Black Widow. I almost want to say 3.5, just because of Mystic Dispersion fueling your damage output. And being able to like take off buffs off the opponent allows you to have higher uptime on your attacks. But she also doesn't hit that hard. So maybe she does just stay at 3. Doom definitely goes up. If we're like just comparing these two, I don't think Doom hits like a freight train necessarily. There are other champs that are faster than Doom, but I mean, dude, his special 3 and his special 2 and stuff. Claire 5, Doom 4. I don't know about that. Doom is 4.5, 4.5, 4. I was thinking 4 for Doom. It's a little tough. I would say, for Doom. Like, I think in some fights he's incredibly fast. You could say that for most champs, though. Like, there are plenty of fights where, I mean, your buffs are going to get eaten, or you can't parry with Cap Marvel and her damage completely drops off. And other fights, they're better, and some fights with Doom, better than others. I'm gonna leave it at a 4. I am seeing a bunch of 4s in the chat. I'll leave it at a 4 for right now. But we can always revisit, like I said. Is damage considering you play them optimally? Yes. Pretty much, yes. Like, optimal enough. I would say if you're sitting there trying to, like, restart a fight over and over and over 100 times to get the absolute most flawless setup possible, no. But, like, someone who's played the champion for months at a very high level, you know, tier 1 alliance war or whatever. Not that you have to be competitive in war. I'm just giving an example of one area of the game that, you know, you could demonstrate that ability in. Any you know, Act 7, Act 6, whatever it is. Pixie Bell sent over Buck with the heart faces, saying, if we are rating, I give Lags 4.5 winky face. Are you kidding me? Lags is 5 out of 5. Lags is over 5 out of 5. Pixie Bell. That is an insult right there. 4.5 out of 5. Then again, you'd probably give me a 2 out of 5. So, I guess that's good. These are the champs that Kabam rated, right? It's not all 220 champs in the game. Correct. There's 25 here. All right, Sorcerer Supreme. 2 out of 5, I would disagree. I think Sorcerer Supreme hits harder than Claire. You just have to know what you're doing. And if you stack up multiple, I mean, I have streams, recent streams where I was hitting for like tens of thousands with her special too, like, you know, 60, 100,000, over 100,000. Doom is easily a 5 for noob friendly. I never died in war with him when I didn't even know he worked, just button mashing. Yeah, I put him at 5 out of 5 for noob friendliness. Wait, we're missing a category. That's right. I realized I never undid this. Geez, I didn't mean to undo both. All right, well, whatever. Let's leave it. Let's leave it away for now, anyway. By the way, I also moved noob friendliness down. So, like, I really think that if we go to one of these champions here, I feel like it should be. It shouldn't really be included. Like, it's ease of use. I changed the category name and changed how it's the criteria and stuff like that. But I think ease of use should be down at the bottom and, like, not really calculated in the same way as other stats. You know, like, I haven't done it yet, but for the total here, I would probably take out the noob friendliness and just total the other 4 categories. I think it should be kind of its own separate thing. I think it's cool that it's there and could help players and stuff, but you don't really rate a champion on that, in my opinion. It's just that's more of like guidance. Like, you could play this champ or something. Damage blows Claire away. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I think Sorcerer Supreme. Back to the Sorcerer Supreme. I'm gonna say 3.5 out of 5. I do think Doom in a lot of situations hits harder than Sorcerer Supreme. Sorcerer Supreme certainly hits harder than Doom in ideal setups. If you're fueling Mystic Dispersion with Sorcerer Supreme, she's one of the hardest hitting Mystic champs in the entire game. But I don't think you can necessarily go by that. Yeah, we should talk about noob friendliness for 1 hour and 45 minutes tonight again. Cool. Oh, man. We're moving on. Take it easy. I'm tempted to say, like, Doom is 4.5 and Claire is 4 or something like that. Or maybe I just put them both at 4. But I think there are a lot of fights where Sorcerer Supreme is slower. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. If you have Mystic Dispersion, you're through the roof, but I don't know if you can really always count Mystic Dispersion, because that's most of the time only against, you know, Cosmic Champions or certain nodes and stuff like that. I think Symbiote Supreme is pretty much right on par with Sorcerer Supreme, in my opinion. In ideal setups, you could deal massive damage, but without ideal setups, you just deal like pretty good damage. That's how I feel about that one. If you guys want to add any input. How is Sorcerer higher survivability than Doom? Unless you suck, the only way you die is dot or guaranteed crits. They both have I think I put them both at 5 out of 5 for survivability. Did I not? I didn't. Well, hold on a sec. I had Doom at, yeah, I had Doom as a 5 out of 5. Oh, I didn't copy the values of survivability that I previously had. That's my mistake. I forgot to do that. These were a copy of a recopy of Kabam's. So that's my bad. But yeah. So I'm not gonna, well, yeah, we're not gonna touch survivability for right now. It's but I did give Doom a 5 out of 5 when we went through it. So yeah. Forgot about that when I was inputting these numbers. Okay. But I feel comfortable with that. Someone saying nope, Sim is 3. I don't know. I think Sim hits harder than Claire. I'm gonna leave it for right now. Again, we can come back to it. It's not the end of the world for these numbers to be a bit off in like a first pass and stuff. Not that we're gonna be doing this all the time. This is probably the last night I'm doing this. Almost for sure the last night I'm doing this, but leave Claire 3.5. She only has high damage on Hellfire Special 2 in my experience. She's good where she is. Sorcerer should be at least 4. Fair points, but again, I'm gonna leave it for now. All right, Cap IW. I don't think this guy's a 4 at all. I think Cap IW is. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I would put him as a 3 personally. When Cap Special 2 crits, it deals massive damage. But here's my justification of putting him down as a 3. Where's his crit chance? It's a 23% crit chance, which of course gets elevated due to masteries, but I don't think it exceeds a 1/3. I think it's under 1/3 crit chance, and that's before you factor in crit resistance and stuff like that. So, yeah, his Furies on his heavies, I understand. The passive Furies with his kinetic potential, but his low crit chance and not having a way to increase it. It's a bit higher attack than I remembered, but that's also 6-star rank 4. I don't know, man. I kind of consider him a 3. Do we bump that? I don't think he's anywhere like near these guys. I don't think he hits as hard as Doom. I think Sorcerer Supreme does more damage. You forgot about SS? Symbiote Supreme? We did Symbiote Supreme. SS definitely stronger than SS and SS. I agree totally. Oh my. Cap IW is a 4 for me. 3.5 considering special 2 and heavy. I mean, definitely it's harder than Claire. I'll put him down as a 3.5, but like this makes me want to adjust these numbers, to be honest. Like I really don't think he hits. I don't think he does as much damage as Sorcerer and Sim Supreme, but you know what? It has been a little while since I've really played Cap IW for anything more than his utility damage, which I guess if do you factor that in, like his reverse healing kind of damage and stuff? I don't think you do. I think that's the utility, right? But I'll put him down as a 3.5. Think Colossus is a 4 in survivability. Listen, don't worry about survivability. I didn't copy over the right numbers. He is a 4 in survivability. Don't pay attention to it what you saw here. Special 3 on Cap is so underrated. You think so? What does it do? I know the special 1 is a bleed. I know the special 2 is just that big hit. If kinetically charged, gain this much attack for each different class on Cap's team, not including himself, under 2 classes. Gain 1 non-consumable kinetic potential charge for less 30 seconds. Is that actually good? It's not that much attack. I mean, it's a good amount of attack, but I mean for like an attack that can't crit. But, okay. Well, I'm gonna say 3.5 then for now. Does really big damage? Okay. I'll take your word for it, Lizer. You still have to get to a special 3 without a champ that doesn't have any sort of power gain. So. Torch is easy, 5 out of 5, right? Quake. Yeah, 2 out of 5 seems about right for Quake. When I use them in war, only use special 3? Interesting. Okay. Oh, man. Never listen to Lizer, you fool. Wow, dreaming. It's okay, Brain. You're allowed to hate Cap Beardo. Oh, my goodness. Here comes the Cap hate again. All right, I think Quake is 2. Her damage is not very high, but it's certainly not the worst in the game, especially when you consider the uptime that the champion has. But she is slow, and although this is Quake is the one exception, because as far as we know, Quake may never come to the game as a 6-star. So we kind of have to compare the 5-star version of Quake to 6-star champs in a way. You know, we don't necessarily need to like fully compare it, but it's something that needs to be considered. Otherwise, maybe I would say it's like a 2.5, but a 2. Quake is a 1? Nah, I mean, Quake, her damage ain't that bad. All right, She-Hulk. Now, She-Hulk is interesting because She-Hulk has some of the most insane damage potential in the game. But of course, you can drop your Furies for any number of reasons. And I think in high-level content, it's reasonable that your Furies are going to drop off. So maybe 4 is good. Maybe we don't need to touch this one either. She-Hulk requires so much AI cooperation. She does, but she helps to control the AI with her taunt. This list sucks. What's up, Kai? She-Hulk is an easy 5 out of 5. See, this is where it's really tough because yeah, in an ideal situation, easy 5 out of 5. But that's the same thing for like Sorcerer Supreme. When you have like infinite power to fuel your special and stuff, easy 5 out of 5, in my opinion. But that's not how MCC really works. I think 4 is good. Thing. I kind of feel like Thing is pretty good as a 3 as well. I honestly, the damage here, I don't think needs to be adjusted for a lot of these. Thing with Synergies. Now, Thing doesn't typically get played with the like the full crazy synergy team and stuff like that. Otherwise, you know, Thing's damage does get nutty. So this is a case where I would say, like, I would consider Omega Red with Sabretooth, because that is a pairing that happens like almost anytime someone brings Omega Red to war or a quest or something like that. Whereas Thing is like, yeah, sometimes use them for synergies, but I think a lot of times you're using them for maybe just for like a one-off fight or something. Thing is a 2.5 maybe? You guys think so? Seen a lot of 2.5s for Thing. Maybe I'm inclined to agree. It does take some time to ramp up, and that ramp up doesn't carry over from fight to fight. I agree. Thing sucks, Brian. Give him a 1. Claire's better than Thing. I do think Claire. You know, gets her damage out quicker. I'm gonna go with the vote on this one. I see more 2.5s than any other number. Under Mothers, handing over a buck. Thank you, dude. Saying, good evening, BG. Guess who I am? Ugh, I have too many art projects. Doom sucks. Pixie is best mod. Don't tell Dragon. I will make the worst rank 4 decision because I can. Anyways, no Twitters, no stuff. I was gonna say it's you up until you said no Twitters. No, I'm guessing that's you, though. Charman also sent over to Undermother. Thank you, dude, by the way. Charman, thank you, saying, BG, should I rank up 5-star Overseer or Mr. Negative? I don't have the most experience with either one of those champs, Charman. My gut tells me Overseer, but I also have a bit of a bias against Mr. Negative on account of, I think he looks cool, but at the same time, I feel like he would hurt my brain if I had to stare at him all the time. So, yeah. I favor Overseer, but you're going to want to get more opinions on this, because I don't have a lot of experience with either one of those champs. Maybe people in the chat can chime in. -1, I keep dying to Man-Thing on 20. Oh, Hinech. I think you casually gave Torch a 5. He's only 5 against Mystics. Dude, Torch is not only a 5 against Mystics. I don't know if you're aware, but any champ that deals energy damage, he's insane. Any champ that reverses their healing, any champ where you're able to use your Flame On ability. Torch is a 5 out of 5. Easy, man. Not just against Mystics. Midwest Wales 705 saying, Thing is my thick boy defender. Thing is a thick boy defender, man. I'm probably gonna rank up my 6-star pretty soon here. But yeah, poll it. All right, that's true. Let's do a poll for Overseer. Which champ? To rank, I guess we'll just say. Overseer or Mr. Negative. Get the poll out. Is that Tipped? What's up, Tipped? Okay, we're almost done with the damage section here. Aegon. See, here's where it gets really tough too, because Aegon, yeah, when ramped up, I mean, he deals massive damage. It is a 5 out of 5, but it takes so long to ramp up. How do you judge this? Do you judge Aegon in his bare minimum 300 hit combo state? Because I would say below 300 hits before you get those Furies, Aegon's damage is pretty poor. Did we just leave this at a 5 out of 5? I was just saying, I have Overseer at rank 4 and still voted negative. Wow. Okay. Mr. Negative is winning the poll. Pretty handsomely, I would say. It's nearly a 2-to-1 in favor of negative. I'm gonna end the poll. I'm excited to see where this sheet goes. Tips, don't get too excited, because honestly, man, I think this is the only time I'm gonna do this, is for this initial batch of champs. I never really liked. I mean, you know. Well, I think I'll explain in a follow-up video. But I mean, I don't really like doing this, to be honest. It's kind of interesting, but at the same time, this is the reason why I never really commented on like other people's tier lists. I think they're all so subjective, and I think even with all of the data that you know, John and Janik are tossing into this, I still think there's a lot of subjectiveness to it. He's meant for content that he can ramp on. I'd say 5 out of 5. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at 5 out of 5. All right, Fury. Here's another interesting one. This one, in my opinion, I don't think Fury is a 5 out of 5. Hear me out. Number one, in order for his damage to be through the roof, you have to nearly die, and you don't have like a huge safety net in the same way that you know, someone like Corvus or Hercules has that safety net. And then when we look at Aunt May here, and we look at the champion info, and we hit this button that says let's see, where is it? Oh, it's just here. That's right. So there's 28 champions that are bleed immune, but this doesn't really paint the whole picture. There's a lot of champs that are bleed resistant or can shrug off damage over time effects. A lot of nodes do not play well, even if you're using the champion against champs that don't have any sort of you know, anti-bleed to them or anything like that. A lot of nodes don't play well with debuffs for one reason or another. So it's really hard for me to give Fury a 5 out of 5 for both those reasons. I think his potential is very high, but I'm not going to call him a 5 personally. I'm curious what you guys think, though. Am I nuts for disagreeing with a 5 out of 5? Yeah, these types of rating systems aren't usually very predictive. They are just classification methods based on data points. They don't always speak to nuance. Yeah. Fury puts in work. Definitely 5. Fury gets a 5 from me. Rank 4 Fury can kill Labyrinth Red Hulk in 39 hits, and BG says his damage is not 5 out of 5. But you're killing yourself in order to do that. Like, would you do that in Alliance War? How many hits does it take you to get through an Alliance War fight when you're trying not to die? How many hits does it take you to get through a battleground where you're trying not to get into your second life? Situations are not super common. You don't use Nick in situations when other champs are a better option. Use him against bleeders and he shreds. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe my experience is just different, because I found myself not necessarily wanting to use him in those situations, but it's like, crap, my other champs died. All right, let's see what Fury can do. Crap, immune. You know? To me, it happens a lot. A lot of people are saying 5 out of 5, though. I am seeing some 4s and 4.5s. All right, what are you going to do with the spreadsheet after you're done? Post it on your website? Hunter, that joke is almost as good as your drawings. I'm sorry, that was mean. I actually love your drawings. All right, Mo the Awesome's handing over a buck. Mo the Awesome, thank you very much. Saying, just got 6-star generic gem. Best champs to use it on. Sigs and no Sigs. Video idea by chance. Well, here's the thing, man. You may or may not have heard this speech from me in the past. Whether you have or not, I'm gonna say it. I don't think that's the best way to use awakening gems. Is just come up with like a list of who's best to use it on, and then pick the number one best champ or something. You got to ask yourself, like, what do you need? Like, what's gonna help you out? What are your goals in the game, and what champion is gonna help you towards those goals? What's gonna get you through content that you're otherwise unable to get through? If your goal is prestige, who's gonna give you the most prestige? Yeah, man. I don't know if just making a list like it might be interesting to watch, but I don't know if it necessarily is the most helpful, especially when it comes to 6 stars. If it was like a 4-star thing, maybe even 5-star these days. Yeah. There's of course a lot of like obvious ones like, you know, Archangel, Fury, since we're talking about them. And again, if your goals are prestige, then the decision's pretty easy, like Silver Surfer and the likes. But yeah, man, I when it comes to 6-star, you gotta ask yourself these questions. The list ain't gonna do it. Fury has some of the craziest damage in the game. If he's not a 5, not many are. All right, well, you know what? That's coming from Happy McMuffins, so I'm sold. I'll leave it as a 5. I'll leave it as a 5. Doofus Puncher said over 10. Thank you, dude. Saying this would be more interesting if it was 1 to 100 instead of 1 to 5, maybe. It gets so hard though. This simplifies it, you know. If it was, I mean, we'd be sitting here splitting hairs forever. I feel like if you get into that kind of stuff. But yeah. But Doofus Puncher, dude, thank you very much for the 10. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, I think at some point we got to just like round to whole numbers, and I may be putting whole in quotes here as we are doing halves, but we're not doing anything more than halves. This is basically like the Amazon review system here, you know. This is what people are, you know, used to. Our brains are kind of wired for it, I think. Casual Cashews and everybody saying Hunter's art is beautiful. How dare you? Hashtag justice for bean thing. Hey man, I took it back, okay? I took it back. If the intent is to play him in his second life, his survivability is like what? Well, yeah, that's the weird thing about Fury is like I marked his survivability higher than what Kabam did. I messed it up in this shit. I didn't copy it over, but for Fury, where is he? Fury. I gave Fury a 4, and Kabam gave Fury. Let's see. Kabam gave Fury a 3.5, so like I didn't adjust it like crazy or anything, but I thought that was low. Whereas like the damage, I wasn't really gonna like drop it to the floor, but I was thinking like, you know, 4.5 or something like that. But I'll leave it as 5, man. Honestly, I value Happy McMuffin's opinion as one of the best players quite a bit, so that's what sells me on it. Not saying that some of you that were saying 5s aren't good, but you know, the dude's like a repeating champion of the game, so. All right, Lorsons with the 7 months. Thank you, dude. Saying, wow, Bean, the size of my banana tripled. It sure did. But a month too late, though. Also, Quake should be 5 out of 5 all around. She's bae. Quake is an interesting one because obviously she breaks the game So like, how do you even put her in a system like this comparing to other champs? But yeah, dude, Lorson, thank you for the 7 months, man. Appreciate it. Okay, moving on here. Shang-Chi is down as a 4. Now, I've seen him do some crazy damage, but I do think he has like more control over the fight that allows him to build up to that damage rather than some of the more explosive damage we've seen. So, I don't know, 4 feels appropriate, but you guys let me know how you feel. While I'm waiting to see some comments on that, maybe. Live's saying, yeah, I totally agree with you. I'd give him higher survivability and lower damage personally. Yeah, Liza, that's totally what I agree with, but we're gonna go with this. But okay, Ghost, easy 5 out of 5, of course. Guardian also, I mean, has like ridiculous damage, but it's like YouTube damage for Guardian, I would say, where it takes time to build that damage up. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but 4.5 for Shang. 5 for sure. 4.5. I was thinking 4.5. I was thinking 4 or 4.5. But there's a lot of 4.5s. I'm gonna go with that.
Man loves beans.
She has the quickest to biggest damage in skill. You think so? It's tough because I haven't spent a ton of time with Shang-Chi. That's why, like, you know, I need you guys' help on that one. I don't know. Buckeye fan sending over a buck. Thank you, dude. Saying, as a direct follow-up to the last question, I have an extensive roster and don't have any real needs. Do you think 6-star Void is still worth a generic Awakening gem? Yes. Or Hyperion? Yes. Which would you prefer? Honestly, because they're 2 different class types, and because the 5 stars in both still hold up, I might just wait and see what class type of gem I get next as like a, you know, maybe it's one of those 2 classes and then feed the generic to the other. Or like, I don't know. Maybe it would be determined by like a season of Battlegrounds where one champ is better than the other. And then boom, I awaken that champ kind of thing, you know? Also matters how many Sig Stones you have. I think a 6-star Void takes about Sig 100 to overtake the 5-star version. An old Alliance mate actually did a test where a speed test against, I mean, it was against Winter Soldier, so, you know, Void's not really best against Winter Soldier anyway, but a Sig 100 6-star rank 3 Void was slower to take down Winter Soldier compared to a 565 5-star. So, yeah, I'd factor those in, but they're both worth. Definitely. JT sending over a buck as well, saying, not sure if you've seen it already, but tweet. All right, let's take a quick detour to the Twitter sphere. And let's see. What do we got? Oh, this is of course Nick, who does all the crazy animation stuff. I don't know how he does it, man. Got some skills. That's cool though, dude. That's cool. What in the? He's just on top of him, beating him down? Seriously? Is that from the show or something? Good lord. Okay. That was nutty. Okay. We'll leave Shang-Chi at a 4.5. Guardian 3.5. I'm leaving Guardian 3.5. If you guys feel differently, let me know. Guillotine. This is a tough one with Guillotine as well, man. Where, like, with your combo built up. But I guess if we're giving it to Aegon, you don't necessarily use Guillotine in, like, you know, Abyss Or I mean, she's really good in Labyrinth, but people don't really use her in Abyss, right? How do you judge a champ that like has that sort of ramp up? Guardian 4 optimally. As a proud owner of rank 4 Guardian, put him at 5 now, Mr. Grant. Oh, man. It's not ramp up every fight, BG? It's not ramp up every fight, no, but like... I've seen Alliance mates take their 6-star rank 3 Guillotine to war, ramp up on one fight, and then use their Guillotine to take down a boss. And it wasn't a 5 out of 5 with starting with a 100 combo count. I've seen those videos. Simply add another bracket in the spreadsheet for ramp up value. Yeah, that's very simple. All of these could have more than one category easily. Right? Like utility could be widespread utility versus more narrow focus, but like extremely potent utility. You know, like how do you judge Magneto? Magneto, in my opinion, is 5 out of 5 for utility. But you can make the argument of like, well, what about against non-metal opponents? There's a lot of non-metal opponents, but it doesn't matter because he crushes metal opponents so easily, right? Alright, well listen, I'm not the most experienced with Guardian. Far from it. I'm gonna bump it to a 4. But I honestly don't know where to put that champion. So, I'm sorry to the Guardian fans if you feel differently. I don't know, man. Guillotine, like I said, man, I've seen the videos. I'm trying to... It's tough because I'm comparing it to, like, Ghost. And, like, Ghost is not a 5 out of 5. Ghost is, like, an 11 out of 5 when you have a tech boost and you take down a rank 4 APOC boss in, you know, three special 2s. And you instantly get the power back each time on your special 2.
Man loves
Like, no one
beans.
compares to that. What's Happy Muffins have to say about Guardian damage? I'm curious what Happy has to say on all these champs, honestly. I know Guillotine is a favorite of his as well. I'm quite curious. Happy, if you're still in here and feel like sharing. Whoops. I am curious. What else? Who else do we have on this? We just have Warlock down here, which is a 3. Yeah, I would say Warlock is a 3. Pretty much on par with Claire. And then we can move on. I actually want to save utility for last. We can move to Defender next, because I think Defender is somewhat more, like, way more straightforward than utility. We'll save utility for last. Accidentally falsely spoiled a book last night. Thought one thing was going to happen, but it didn't. Rip, Pete. Lorson, standing over Buck, saying, being regular stream when? Well, tomorrow I might do incursions with lags, but if not, then we're just back to arena. I do arena almost every night, dude. For the people that don't like these streams, I get it. But like, come on, man. It's okay to, you know, to tune out of a stream. I won't be mad, I won't be upset. But you have to understand that not every night's gonna be arena. Alright. right, Ruddy Townsman sent over 20. Thank you, dude, saying been a while, but love me some spreadsheets / conditioned formatting. Any drumming lately? I wish, dude. Oh, I wish so bad. I still have my drum set, and I might not be able to say that in like the next few days. I'm not sure what to do with it, but I think I need to get rid of it. I think I'm gonna take it to a music store first and see if maybe they'll just give me like some store credit. Because I don't really feel like going through the hassle of trying to sell it on eBay or Craigslist or anything like that. And then I don't know, man. Maybe I'll just try to donate it to someone that I think would actually use it. I don't really want to donate it for someone to resell. But yeah. Dude, Ruddy Townsman, though, thank you very much for the 20, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Devon Banks sent over buck saying Twitter's PG. Okay. Wait 1 sec here. Let's see. Hey, brother, what's up? Hope all is well. I'm going to start Variant 6 tonight. Who should my team be? I don't know if I could tell you an exact team, because it's going to depend on like the boss and the paths and stuff like that, and that's going to be a little too hard to get into. But Variant 6, I mean, that's the villain variant, and I would say I-Bomb, APOC. You're probably you don't have to have a team of exclusively villains. You could bring in Synergies that aren't villains, so I'd bring in Cable. Doesn't matter what star level. Venom I would take in as well, so you've got like 4 champions with these 3 plus the Cable synergy. And then yeah, for your last champ, I don't know, maybe another synergy. Some of the other villains here aren't so high ranked, but yeah, so I'd probably go with another synergy. I just realized there's more than one picture, isn't there? Well, these champs aren't really ranked up either, but like, you know, Kingpin and Diablo are great. The King Groot I passed by earlier is great. Ooh, we've got Ultron here. I'd probably bring that Ultron in for the final. So yeah, those other 4 that I mentioned plus Ultron. If you need to, you know, of course, take a look at the boss and paths and stuff like that. Make sure you've got a counter and make adjustments as needed. But that team is a solid one for sure. A school, donate to a school. I was thinking about that. We'll see. Okay. Great content, but a game or chance can't be expected to bow to one person. Why are you watching someone bitch and moan? Me? You think this is bitching and moaning? I mean, fair enough if you feel that way, but okay. In my opinion, this is discussing champions and their functionality in the game and stuff, but... Alright, Happy saying, I think if Aegon gets a 5, then Guillotine gets one too. Her ramp up is faster. Guardian to me is a 4.5. Okay. Well, once again, you've sold me on both, because Guardian, I don't have much experience with Guardian. Other people did say 4.5 as well. There was one person that said 5, which they might be right. Not saying they're wrong, but yeah. I'm gonna go with that. All right, and Warlock, I'm gonna leave at 3. All right, I'm leaving all those then. Very high ratings on the damage for a lot of these. But again, I think Kabam, you know, they picked a lot of the more powerful champions. So there's plenty of other champs that would not get anywhere near these ratings that are just not on this list. Okay, let's if you give up the drums, they deserve a video before the end. It's just not easy to do is the problem, man. I've had plenty of ideas, even MCOC related, that I wanted to do with the drums, but it ain't easy. But yeah. Okay. let's move on to Defender. So Defender, we should probably be able to burn through this one fairly quick. Let's try to go through it kind of quick here. Cat Marvel, I think 2.5 is about right for Cat Marvel. Like, her specials are annoying. Even her second, like, medium attack, or is that her first medium attack? I think. Is it the first one where she lunges and it feels like it's a little bit deeper than the average hit or something? I don't know. Either way, I feel like 2.5 is appropriate. She's not super difficult, but she can trip you up. The special one timing is a bit precise. The special two is not that easy to evade. But she also takes extra damage from Mystic Champs and is very vulnerable there and stuff. So 2.5 feels good. Corvus 2.5. I mean, if you slip up, he deals a lot of damage, but I was thinking 2 for Corvus. I don't know how you guys feel about that. The slip up, the punish is real against him, but his special one is not particularly difficult to dex. He doesn't have charges unless you give them to him by dying, typically at least. His special 2, although is unblockable, it you know, it's melee strikes that you can easily back away from. That's how I feel about that, at least. What does noob friendly mean? Like how they help with synergies and stuff? No, just like if you picked up the game for the first time, would it be friendly to play that champ? Yo BG Ziski. Best thing I ate this past week were crunchy chicken tacos. Best thing you ate this past week? Also, who'd you rank for from each class from your current roster? Ziski, too hard to answer that question right now. I would say the best thing I ate this last week? Beans, of course. Nah, man, I eat the same thing like every single day, dude. I don't know. It's I didn't eat anything special. Okay, let's continue on here. CGR, CGR, I kind of also think it's a 2.5. It's kind of in the middle of the road. Not incredibly difficult to fight, but also like it's got specials that the animations, if they get you, you're gonna take a bunch of damage. I feel pretty good leaving that at a 2.5. I Hulk 20 out of 5. Known strengths. Scrub Omega players. Oh man. Oh man. Love the dude, learned a lot, just don't care if the game does something you're not okay with. That's fine, dude. That's fine. I'm not really too worried about it. No one, guys, you don't need to give him crap about sharing his thoughts. It's fine. Doesn't bother me any. Okay, let's see. Hyperion. This feels about right for Hyperion as well. He can easily get to a special 3 if he's annoying. Actually, dude, I don't know. No, I mean, I guess that feels about right. I almost wanted to bump it to a 4, but he doesn't have anything that would like stop you from using power control against him. Although he can be stingy with his specials. He's not always stingy with them. It's not like you're playing the arena AI everywhere, the old arena AI or whatever. So I'd say 3.5 feels about right. Just because of the threat of the special 3, because his power gain's pretty nasty. And it's hard to utilize all of your damage against champs that have power gain like this, because you're constantly looking for them to have like no power before you unleash your special 2. Corvus Cap Marvel 2, CGR 2.5. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at 2. I'm gonna leave it at a 2.5 for Cap Marvel. Personally, I mean, there's definitely some of my bias in everything that I'm adjusting here, but in particular, Cap Marvel I've definitely died to Camarel before. I don't think I've died to her in war. But then again, she doesn't really get placed in war, I don't even think. I know she probably does, but I mean, come on, Doom. All right, Colossus. Is Colossus even a 2? Or is he a 1.5? He does have a bunch of immunities. He is pretty tanky. His specials are melee based. They can take up some distance, so you can get pushed up against the wall, but I don't think he's a 2. I think Corvus is more difficult than Colossus. I'd put Colossus at a 1.5. Colossus is a 1. Dead 1. You guys think so? He's tanky, dude. All right. All right, fine. I mean, dude, 1.5 is like already nothing. Then who gets a 1? Is he really in the same category as like Iron Man? I guess so. All right, I'll put him down as a 1. Screw it. All right, Domino. For me, Domino is a 5 out of 5. Maybe not 5 out of 5 just because you can technically beat Domino with most champions. The only way that you technically like just cannot win a fight against Domino is if you just take enough damage from her degen. Otherwise, you don't need a direct counter. But at the same time, oh, she's hard, man. So I'd feel like this is either a 4.5 or a 5. Is it just me, or do you say Hyperion like Gene Relafio? Isn't that Gene? What's his name? Ralph Macchio from Parks and Recs. I never even saw the show, but I'm kind of familiar just because it's such a popular show that I've seen memes and stuff like that. All right, let's see what you guys thinking for this. Domino is at least 4. 5, 4.5. Awakened Domino. Yeah, we're talking Awakened. 4.5 to 5. Domino 5 easily. Bunch of 4.5s. You're at the mercy of RNGesus. You really are. I'm seeing it. I think the average from in the chat here is a 4.5. I'm gonna go with that, but like, dude, she really is one of the most difficult champs in the game for me personally to fight. So even though I do have a lot of my own bias in here as the controller of the modifications here, if I wasn't using any of you guys' input, I think I'd put it out as a 5, but I'm gonna say 4.5 because that seems to be the average vote here. Is the defender score based on fighting the champ with a good counter or with a less than ideal counter? I think you consider both, because you can't always bring the most ideal counter. Like for example, Guillotine. Or let's see who else. Let me use an even better example. Okay, well, the Mystics, right? If we say like Claire, or like if you're using Torch, I mean most Mystics, unless they do have, I mean they still wouldn't be a 1, I guess. But either way, you factor in, I think you factor in ideal counters, but then also factor in you don't always have the option to bring the absolute most ideal. You know? This game is a game of limitation, after all. You can't bring an unlimited number of attackers with you, let alone actually have like a full roster of ranked up attackers and stuff like that. Okay, Omega Red. I think Omega Red is a 2 personally. If you guys feel differently, let me know. Strife. I don't think Strife is a 3.5. I kind of feel like Strife's a 2.5. But I'm know, maybe we'll put it down as a 3. If I think if someone asked me, if I didn't see the numbers that Kabam already had laid out, I think I would call Strife a 2.5. But seeing the number there, I mean, they're getting this data from somewhere. It's making me think, like, I mean, maybe I've just fought Strife more than the average person, and I'm used to fighting him. Maybe that's why it's easier. But like trying to distance myself and think about his abilities. I mean, he does have the miss mechanics. He does have glances. His special 2 is really annoying to deal with, so you typically have to bait out his special 1, which his special 1 is not particularly precise on the timing to evade and stuff. But I guess some of those mechanics, I would say 3. I'm gonna leave Omega as 2. A lot of people seem to think 2 is all right. I'm even seeing some 1.5s. I think the reason why Omega is not a lower score than this is you can find yourself in maybe some situations where you can't step away from his spores. So yeah, most champs, if they're being like stingy with their special or something like that, you're not just like sitting there taking damage. You can kind of fight your way out of the corner or try to survive in the corner until they throw a special and stuff. With Omega Red, it can get dicey, so leave it as a 2. Sunspot, I think Sunspot is a 1. Oh man, that's a 1 all day. He's got 2 very easy to deck specials. He doesn't really have anything defensively that can trip you up, right? I think Sunspot is one of the easiest champs in the entire game to fight. His damage is not high against you because you have to ramp up to get that damage. Oh god, let me just hit this reset filter button. There's nothing I'm overlooking, right? Dude, Sunspot actually scared me when he first came out before I understood his abilities, and I just went into a fight blind like I always do. And then I was like, oh, there's nothing to worry about here, is there? I don't think there's anything here, man. There's not. This dude's a 1 all day. Yeah, people are saying 0.5. We can't do 0.5. So we'll just leave it at 1. All right, Claire. Personally, I feel like Claire is a 2. I'm curious how you guys feel. So we did have let's see. Kabam went into more detail about Claire specifically and said for just defender strength, wait. Hold on a sec. Did I not write down the right number here? Because defender strength is 3.5. But defender strength in here is 2.5. So what? This is what I copied over for the spreadsheet. 2.5 on this one. But in the write up here, defender use is 3.5 out of 5. So let's read what it says. Claire does not have a difficult defender kit compared to the others in the contest. I agree. However, she excels at stacking debuffs on the opponent. This can present a challenge in some game modes such as Alliance War. It's very, very specific, though. They reward the champion for placing as many debuffs as possible. Her immunities grant her power, and the ability to nullify and remove attacker buffs are some other notable pieces in her kit that result in a 3 out of 5 in defender strength. This is the most confusing write-up I've ever seen. We've got a 3.5, we got a 3 out of 5, we got a 2.5 out of 5. Holy. Some typos. So just some typos. But I don't know, man. I feel like too, like, yeah, you can stick her on a node that makes her troublesome, but and there is Mystic Dispersion, but her special 1 and special 2, like the threat of her gaining Oh man, that poop on a special 3. I did just die to that. A special 3 is kind of devastating, but a lot of times you can avoid the threat of getting her to a special 3, I would think. So I'm gonna put Claire as a 2. And with given the right nodes, I think a lot of the champs could be considered higher, but yeah, her debuffs don't do a lot of damage, so it's really just the threat of like, well, does it make you unblockable or whatever. But then you could even use Mystic Dispersion against the champ to build up her power and all that stuff. Okay, moving on. Doom 4.5 as a defender. Dude, I think 5 out of 5. Personally, he does have a few really strong counters. Like, I mean, maybe we'll leave him at 4 to 5. He does have a few strong counters. Torch, obviously. You know, Magneto, Archangel could be good against him. But he's got so much going on in his kit. His special one has pretty precise timing on it. It's like a triple hit. His special 2 is, in my opinion, difficult to dex. I know you can dex it, but I guess I always limit him to his special 1 typically, so I've never really practiced evading his special 2. He's got a ton of block penetration. He's got crit resistance that's through the roof, where you basically need damage over time, or just, you know, crumpling him with Magneto. I mean, actually, Magneto does deal damage over time in order to get through it, because he doesn't crumple. You got to get that damage over time. The block penetration, man, crit resistance. The only thing he doesn't have is like a very high health pool, but because of the extra armor that he has too, I feel like Doom is a 5 out of 5, man. You guys are saying Doom 4, Doom 5, 4, 5, 5, 4, 4.5. Yeah, 5, tanky cell, annoying specials, chip damage, etc., etc. Doom is 5. Come on, I die to him sometimes with Torch. I hear that, man. I hear that. You can put shock and stun with heavy. Yeah, and if he gets to a special 3, it's a passive stun that you're basically done for. I don't know, man. I feel like it's a 5. I feel like it's 5. I used to fight him all the time. Most of the time I got through the fight, but it was also like the scariest fight at the same time. And that was using like a rank 3 torch. That was using one of the most ideal counters. I feel like a 5 is justified. Doom's ridiculous. I mean, he's got 5s in most categories. The dude is nutty. I'm leaving it there. All right, Sorcerer Supreme. I think Sorcerer Supreme is higher than a 2. With her natural power gain. I don't think she's super high. But I want to say like a 3. 2.5 or a 3. Kind of leaning more towards 3. I think I'm going to put down 3. You guys are saying 2.5, 3, 3.5. Way more counters for him, but okay. Yeah, there's more counters. I mean, I worked on one of them, which was I-Bomb. I wasn't sitting here listing all of his counters. But he's still tough. He just has a lot in his kit. Sorcerer is a willpower machine. 2? You think Sorcerer willpower machine and then said 2? I feel like those statements contradictory. I'm gonna say 3. That's how I personally feel about the champ. I've had to fight her a bunch. I think she's easy in a lot of situations, but things can go south. She's easy because Torch exists. Other champs can take her down too, of course, but Yeah, that's how I feel. Symbiote Supreme. Now, interestingly, Symbiote Supreme had a higher score than Sorcerer Supreme. And I didn't really feel that personally. Symbiote Supreme can get dicey with, accidentally triggering buffs and stuff like that. But there's... I don't know. You can have a playstyle that limits the buff gains. How hard is that for people to do? Do you have to? I mean, it's something you have to consider. It's something you have to factor in. But like, I don't know. The way I feel about this guy personally is like a 2.5. Sim Supreme is a 1. 2.5, 2.5. Sim Supreme's 2. Find him easy to beat. 1.5. Special 2 is harder to dex than Sorcerers. Absolutely. We're looking at 2.5. Kappa IW here. See, Cap, I actually was going to put down at like a 1, but honestly, maybe I'll just leave it as a 2. He does have the glance, which can make him a hassle to take down at times. His special 2, if you get clipped by it, even though it is fairly easy to dex, we've all been there. We accidentally get clipped by it and just get rocked. I don't think he's particularly hard, but I don't think he's Sunspot level, so 2 feels appropriate. Human Torch, I'm okay with a 2.5 for Torch, I would say. It's again, he just has like some specials that are kind of annoying to deal with, but otherwise he doesn't have a whole lot going on. If you accidentally make the mistake of giving him some smolders and getting incinerated, like that can spiral out of control, but typically you can avoid that. Quake is interesting because on like stun immunity, she can actually be a real pain and you get stunned by her, but I mean, she's limited as a 5-star. Again, this is the only champ I'm really factoring this in because I'm not sure if she'll ever be released as a 6-star. And yeah, at this point, I don't know if people are really using her defensively a whole lot for a reason. Then again, like half the champs with low ratings, they're not getting used a ton on defense, but I want to say 2 for her. Torch's L1 is impossible for me to dex. It's quite annoying. Cap is crap. 1 out of 5. I'm gonna leave him as a 2. Man, here's the problem though. I kind of do find Quake to be a scarier threat than Cap IW to fight. Maybe Quake doesn't kill you, but maybe she has a higher threat of actually dealing damage. She has those wild heavies that she just winds up every once in a while. I don't know, man. This is the problem with having a less than 100 point system is I would say Quake is more annoying than Cap IW personally, but she can't be a 6-star anyway, so I don't know. All right, She-Hulk. Yeah, that feels about right. A 1. She's got 2, melee range specials. Not a whole lot else going on. Thing. Wow, Thing got a 4 out of 5 for Defender? Really? Am I wrong for wanting to put this to a 5? He's got counters, sure. But, even the counters can be tricky at times because, let's say you're reducing ability accuracy and you think a hit is not going to give a rock stack, but you didn't fully reduce that ability accuracy and it gives one, and you got to keep track of stuff. He's got unblockable specials. The dude is tanky as all hell. Think 5 for me. Think should be a 5. It's a 5. Think 3. Well, you think so? I'm putting it down as a 5, man. I think he's one of the best defenders in the game. If you were to list out some of the best defenders, I think Thing fits in that category. Yes, he can be countered, but like he also forces you to bring counters. It's got to be something said for that. Whereas some of the other champs, like they don't always force you to bring an ideal counter. I think Thing is someone that you plan your team around to make sure that you counter that guy. So, okay, Aegon 1.5. He's got the Furies, I guess. As you're hitting him, he's always got Furies. Does that justify the extra 0.5? If you get hit by him, it deals more damage. I don't know, dude. I kind of feel like it's a 1, but maybe you guys tell me if that's wrong. Really sucks when he decides to throw his special with 14 stacks. It sure does. When you were surprised he was a 4, I initially thought he should be lower and that you'd lost your mind entirely. Wow. That's wild, man. How you weren't, I mean, some people were saying 3, but I think he's a 5. All right, a lot of people are saying 1s for Aegon. We're gonna move along. Maybe he's a 1.5. Who cares? Fury, yeah, I think it's a 5 out of 5. The dude's a beast of a defender for sure. He's not that hard without combining some nodes, but he still takes a while to get through in like battlegrounds, regardless. And then, well, it's easy to find a node where he can be annoying in defense too. So, Shang-Chi, yeah, that's an easy one. He's got 2, very easy to dex specials and not a whole lot else going on. Ghost, I'm going to leave Ghost as a 1.5. I do think a lot of the times it's a 1. It's a super easy fight. However, if you're using damage over time effects, it can be pretty annoying. And the threat of like hitting her with a bunch of bleeds and she shrugs them off and then has a guaranteed crit lined up, it's enough to mess with you mentally to be like, oh crap, let me not botch this. But otherwise, she's very easy. I'm gonna leave it as a 1.5 just because of the debuff shrug. This list is great. A part of that Kabam got 95% wrong. I mean, who's to say they got it wrong? It's an opinion-based thing. They technically didn't get any of it wrong, you know. It just depends on what you're giving these weights to. They're using data for it and everything too, so they have more going into their list than we do. But I still certainly disagree with a lot of these. But anyway, Guardian Defender 3. So now here's a situation where I constantly get messed up by Guardian. Am I wrong for saying this is a 3.5 situation? Is that just my own inability to cleanly destroy Guardian in fights? his specials have fairly precise timing. He's got you can't really use your own specials against the guy because he's gonna block them. People are saying 2.5, 4, 3, 3.5. I'm seeing numbers all over the place. I'm going to leave it at 3.5 just so we can move on. I'm definitely going a bit slower than I thought for this category. Malcolm Scott sent over 3 of them, all Australian bucks. Thank you, dude. Saying, why is Doom's damage a 4? Do double Doom Furies not exist anymore? They do exist. They absolutely do exist, but I I'm factoring in like time it takes to get through those animations and stuff. So if we're talking like I don't know, like when I used them in the battlegrounds, I felt like other champs were faster than him. Although I don't know if we can judge by battlegrounds, because I'm not exclusively judging by battlegrounds, because Hyperion, given the nodes and stuff like that, he wasn't exactly quick. You know, Doom was a lot faster, but it takes time to ramp up that damage. If we look at, you know, fights like in the Abyss and stuff, you gotta cycle those special 3s a lot. Yeah, there's a special 3 skip button, but you can't always use the skip button, especially in the game modes that matter most, like Alliance War or Battlegrounds and stuff. So that's why I put it down as a 4. It could be wrong, but actually, where did Kabam have his damage? Did I even adjust that one? I'm not sure if I adjusted that one. Let's see. They actually had Doom's damage as a 3. So I don't know, maybe I just felt wrong adjusting it more than a full point up, but I feel like 4 feels right to me. Okay, Guillotine as a defender, 3. By the way, Malcolm, thank you for the 3 Australian bucks, dude. Do appreciate it. So I'm gonna say, yeah, Guillotine. This feels right. You technically don't need a counter for Guillotine. She's annoying. I think she's annoying, but the threat of dying to Guillotine is not super high in comparison to, you know, some of the other champs that scored higher. Whereas like Hyperion, if you don't prevent him from getting a special 3, you might just be dead right there on the spot. And Guardian is like, you have to go slow because you have to heavy attack her or knock her down in some way. I'm assuming you're not using someone like Magneto, but of course, if you could use Magneto, then super easy. But she's annoying, and I think the annoying gets her a 3. Warlock, I think, is more annoying and scores higher. 3.5? She takes all my power, BG? I know. Guillotine's special 1 is so annoying. Oh my god. Warlock forces you to drop willpower, so 4. Can be annoying. I don't know. Warlock for me is either a 3.5 or a 4, but I think I'm gonna say 3.5. I think I'm gonna leave it at 3.5. Maybe I lowballed a few of these. Looking at the list, there's not a ton that are super high rated as defenders. I don't know. Maybe some of these were lowballed just because, listen, I'm not saying I'm the greatest fighter or anything, far from it, but you know, I have a lot of experience in this game, and so do a lot of you guys in the chat as well, where if this is for everybody in the contest, maybe some of these scores are higher. It could be a result of, you know, a lot of offensive champs being listed here and leaving out champs like, you know, Korg or whatever, but it's also possible that we're quite biased here and just, you know, more experienced players. And the more experienced you are, well, it doesn't matter if a champ's a 5 on defense, you can shut him down. You know, you have answers and stuff. This category is actually harder to judge than I imagined. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at a 3.5 because I don't feel like it's harder than Hyperion. If I bump Warlock up, then I also feel like I bump Hyperion up. I feel like they're fairly similar in difficulty, even though they're different fights. So yeah, hard to judge. Actually, really hard to judge. Dang, dude, utility. All right, we're gonna have to make this a lightning round for utility, which is unfortunate because utility is probably the category that has the highest amount of input. It's not gonna be super lightning, but we have to go faster, I guess. Cap Marvel. You guys think 4 for Cap Marvel? For utility? I don't know if I feel that way about her utility. I was kind of thinking 3.5. But I also don't play Cap Marvel a ton. Let me know. People are saying 3. I'm honestly cool with a 3. I was kind of afraid to adjust the number too much, to be honest. If I didn't see Kabam's rating, I probably would have given it a 3 myself. And I'm seeing tons of 3s, so we're gonna move it to a 3. All right, Corvus, utility 4.5. That feels good. That feels good. I mean, he can't do everything. He's not like a total Swiss Army knife, but I mean, he's a Swiss Army glaive. You know what I mean? 4.5 feels fairly good. It's very powerful utility in the immunities and death immunity and stuff like that. But, you know, you're susceptible to running out of glaive charges and stuff. And, yeah. All right. Cosmic Ghost Rider, 3.5. He does have 3.5 feels good. It feels Cosmic Ghost Rider definitely feels like more utility than Cap Marvel. IMO. He's got we're assuming Awakened, and there's a lot that Fate Seal can do. Along with not necessarily needing to play around a lot of the opponent's abilities because you just blow them away. You could argue the same thing for Cap Marvel, I suppose, but yeah, he's got 1 extra immunity in comparison, right? I feel like 3.5 feels good. All right, Hyperion 2.5. Yeah, I would disagree. I would say he's got damage over time. He's got the ability to use like very high damage over time on a special one. You know, those are debuffs, so you can handle situations where you need to put debuffs on the opponent. He does have armor breaks, although it's not the most reliable case of armor break ever. Fairly easy access to buffs, heals, even though heals is kind of in the survivability category. Sometimes you just need a heal active on yourself. And just power gain, natural power gain is something really important to have, I would say. So 4.5 for hype. I mean, if we gave Corvus a 4.5, I was thinking 4 personally. I'm gonna say 4. For Hyperion. I'm seeing some 3.5s. I'm seeing some 4s. I'm seeing some 4.5s. Not a lot of 4.5s, to be fair. Mostly 3.5 and 4. I think this feels fair enough. Colossus with a 3. Oh, I feel like Colossus is higher than that. I feel like Colossus is probably a 3.5. I feel like his questing utility, like the number of fights that you can do with Colossus in a quest is really high, but that drops off when you get to some of the more unique nodes that you come across in the likes of, you know, Alliance War and stuff like that. Colossus is like a 4. I'm at Goobers later. Everyone, all right, Pixie Bell. See you later. I feel like 3.5. There's like hidden utility with Colossus. I'm going over his kit in my head right now. He's packed with immunities. We all know that. He's got armor ups, which are buffs, which can contribute towards some of those nodes. Here's the hidden utility that Colossus has. He's an anti-evade champion as well. Because when you parry stun with Colossus and do your heavy attack, which is your main source of damage with the champ, they cannot break out of that stun. Like that heavy. The same way that another champion mid heavy attack can evade. Can't be armor broken by non-tech, yeah. I feel 3.5 feels pretty good. Domino? I don't think Domino is a 3.5, is she? I feel like she's lower than that. Now, I said we're not really considering Synergies a ton, but I will consider the Rolk synergy here because a lot of people do play Domino with Rolk. So if we do consider that, you get to deal incinerate damage, which is sometimes nice. The whole lucky unlucky situation, but you can't rely on it. Almost a 2.5 or a 3. Seeing a bunch of 3s, I'm honestly feeling 2.5. I think she's a heavy hitter. That's what she brings to the table. She does a lot of damage. She does have some other stuff going on, but I feel like she's mostly just that damage dealer. That's what I think of when I think of Domino. And annoying on defense. Like, she's got high scores in a lot of these categories, but the utility is the one where I don't think she scores that high. Okay, Omega Red, 4.5 for Omega Red. Omega Red. If you look at Omega Red's kit, I don't think he's loaded. I don't think he's stacked to the brim in as far as utility goes. But there's like hidden utility with this guy as well, in that you can slow down fights. Like, I've taken fights with Omega Red where it's what's it called, man? All or nothing. Right? He's a power control champion because you don't need to hit the opponents that much. In a similar way that Quake is also a power control champ. Different, I get it, but you know what I mean. Like, you can still you can get a lot of heavy attacks in before the opponent gets to do their special, and just like slow play fights that way. You can prevent the opponent from shrugging off debuffs, which is huge. It feels like the more skill champs got buffed, the more important that became. Plus, countering things like masochism and any other, kind of shrug off type of ability. He's got immunity to poison and pseudo immunity to bleed. In some situations, it's better than immunity. In some, it's worse. I'll never forget that death to Hitmonkey. I think 4.5 is appropriate. I don't necessarily want to bump it to a 5, but I feel like I also don't really want to lower it. I feel like 4.5 is probably appropriate. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, Strife. Here's what I'm gonna need some help. What do you guys think about Strife? Strife is a champion that I don't really play. I am kind of familiar with how he works, but I haven't played him in high level situations enough to know, like, I know he was kind of made to be like an abyss champ that he can even take down the collector and all that, right? Some of his abilities directly counter like 60% of that fight or something. However much it is, I don't remember exactly now. But Yeah, what are you guys saying? So you're saying 4.275, Strife is 3, 4.5, 3.5, solid 4, 3, 4. Strife utility equals anti-evade, can counter unstoppable and unblockable. Well, maybe I'll just leave it at 4. That is kind of an average. I think 3.5 is probably the most common thing that I'm seeing you guys say. But he can also slow play some fights, I believe, just with his heavies and stuff, right? It's different than Omega Red, but do people use Strife in Alliance War? I don't recall anyone using Strife in Alliance War in my alliance. I'm gonna leave him at 4 for now, but yeah, he's definitely a champ that I just don't have that high of an understanding of. Okay, Sunspot 3.5. I would disagree with that. By the way, it's hidden, but I have Strife at, I'm sorry, Sunspot. I bumped his survivability up compared to what Kabam had it. But I think I am gonna take it down in utility. I don't think he could use Sunspot for a ton. Sunspot 2. 2.53 maybe. I'm seeing a lot of 2s, and I'm thinking either 2 or 2.5. It's got the prowess, but a lot of classes have prowess, and there's horseman abilities and stuff like that. Guys, I'm gonna say 2, man. Might be a hot take there, but we did get a bunch of 2s in the chat as well. But it's hard for me to justify giving him a 2.5. I guess I did give Domino a 2.5. Screw it, man. A 2.5 for him as well. Yeah, I mean, that bothers me a bit. Some of these ratings bother me a bit, but we're gonna move on. All right, Claire is a 4.5. I think Claire might be a 5 out of 5. What do you guys think? Does she qualify for 5 out of 5? Maybe 4.5 is correct. He can parry really well and hit hard. Yeah, that's about his thing. There's a 5. I've seen a lot of 5s. I think preventing all buffs on the opponent is huge. The number of things you can prevent with that. You know what? There's too many 5s in the chat. We cannot ignore that. Claire is a 5. All right, Doom. I'm considering Doom a 5. Yeah. Some people, I don't know, some people might question Doom for being a 5. I know we got some Doom haters in here. Listen, I hate that Doom is as powerful as he is, but the amount of times that I've killed the opponent without them even being able to throw a single special, you just catch them in a loop, and they're done in that loop. Doom is a 5. Sorcerer Supreme, 4. This feels appropriate to me. She's got a lot of tools in her kit, along with the natural power gain where, you know, yeah, I would talk more, but we need to move on. I think she's a 4. I'm very familiar with the champ. Sim Supreme. This feels about right to me for Sim Supreme. I don't think Sim Supreme is packed to the brim or anything, but it's not like Sim Supreme has nothing going on. I feel like Sim Supreme is right there in the middle, average. Not super lacking, but not super crazy either. This one's maybe a bit debatable, but certainly not more than Sorcerer Supreme. I almost want to bump Sorcerer Supreme to a 4.5, man, but we're gonna leave it. Okay, yeah, no immunities, I guess. If there was even one immunity on Sorcerer Supreme, I think she'd be a 4.5. All right, she does have energy resistance, but anyway, Cap IW 4.5. I mean, a lot of you call me a Cap IW hater. Well, listen, guys. I don't know, man. The amount of times I've seen Cap used for situations where you just need that strong block proficiency, and not a whole lot else. You know, he's using that. He does get used for things like disc track, reversing healing, but I don't know. 4.5 feels really high for this guy, dude. You have to kind of fit your entire team around it. It's not like just bringing one other champ to get his utility going. Sometimes you gotta really, you know, fit the team around him to get that utility. 4.5, 100%. Oh my god. I'll be honest, I want to give him a 3.5, and so do a lot of people in the chat. But I'm going to say 4. I feel like maybe I'm just biased against him. So I'm going to give him an extra half point, but that's all I'm giving him, because honestly, I want to say 3.5. I'm going to give him a 4. I feel like I'm being generous. 4.5, you hater. Listen, there's a lot of people in the chat that said 3.5 and 4 and stuff like that, all right? Don't just be mad at me. Okay, Torch 4. Yeah, I would probably agree with this for Torch. The ability to reverse controls or just deal damage over time that really cannot be prevented with your pre-fight. Wait, did I say reverse controls? I think I might have said reverse healing. What I don't know what I said. But he burns through fights so quickly. As you're saying, 3.5. I guess damage is not necessarily utility, but it sort of is when like damage over time against things like safeguard or crit resistance. I kind of value it pretty high. You know who else can reverse healing? Cap IW? Yeah, he got a 4. Torch doesn't need anyone else to help him do it. I'm leaving him as a 4, dude. We're moving on. All right, Quake 5. Yes, she ignores literally the entire game. Quake is a 5. She-Hulk 4. Where? I mean, she can stop Unstoppable, the taunt, poison immunity. Do you need passive furies for any nodes? She's at least a 3.5. I think taunt is huge. I'm seeing numbers all over the place for She-Hulk. Personally, I think she's a 3.5. Oh, anti-miss for Torch as well. I forgot about that one, but hey, She-Hulk has Petrify too, I guess, but how much do you use it for Petrify? I think 3.5. Taunt doesn't even work. Hey, sometimes it really works. Is that who I think it is? Speed up D. Sending over a buck. See. I love you. Speed up, D. Appreciate the love and support as always, man. Thanks, dude. All right, moving back to this though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put Shield at a 3.5. Listen, about like Torch, if we're comparing like Torch and Shield and stuff, the number of bosses that you can like, you know, somehow Torch just magically is awesome against compared to the number that Shield is. I mean, you have to be MSD. Like, keeping her utility going, keeping her taunt up is part of the problem, I think, where it's not just super easy to do. All right, anyway, Thing is a 3. I disagree with this. I think Thing is packed with so much utility. It might not be the utility that you need for all the fights you're doing and stuff, but like, immune to bleed, shock, armor break, armor shatter. He's nullify and stagger immune. He's fate seal immune. Even though it's kind of survivability, it's not just survivability. The fact that he can reduce damage so heavily, it also counters. He's like a direct counter to counter tactics, and you could even survive special 3s. And like take 0 damage from it. Again, like, yeah, it kind of crosses over into survivability category, but I think he also is a justifiable 4, man. Thing is 4.5. I might even say 4.5. I might even go with 4.5 for the dude. The problem is when people don't play Thing, it's because of his damage, right? So I don't know, man. Do we say 4.5 for the guy? Is that too high? See a lot of 4s in the chat and some 4.5s. I don't know. Maybe I'll just say it with 4, and we'll just move on. All right, Aegon is 4. I mean, I guess so. If we have to factor in you're using Aegon in ramped up situations, then yes, I think we could just say 4 and move on. He can shrug off debuffs. He can punch through opponents' blocks. He can, you know, prevent abilities from happening and all that good stuff. I think we gotta say 4. Fury is 5. Man, am I just a Fury hater? Because I don't know if I would give 5 for Fury. Do you guys think Fury is a 5 out of 5? Let me put it this way. Do you guys think Fury has the same utility of a Claire or a Doom, or I mean, let's not count Quake. Quake is like an 11 out of 5. All right, I'm seeing a bunch of 4 to 4.5. I am seeing at least 1 5. 4.5, 3, max 4. Seeing a lot of 4s. Seeing a whole lot of 4s, and I think I would agree with that. And I think I will say 4 for Fury. Let me know how you guys feel about Shang-Chi. I feel like his utility may be higher than this, but again, I lack high level experience with the champion. So let me know how you guys feel, and read some of these super chats here. Reddit Down's been sending over another 17. Thank you, dude. Saying, please play your drums or donate them to a middle school, perhaps. Either way, sleep tight, BG. Oh, dude, I hope you were still here when I read that, because that was like 4 minutes ago. Sorry it took so long to read it, these champion discussions and all, but dude, sorry about that Windows ding too, guys. That was me. Don't check your computers. But dude, Roddy, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the support. I'm gonna have to do something like that. I can't play them where I'm at. I would love to so much. Oh, you are still here. Good, good, good. Yeah, I would love to so much, but I'm gonna have to do something with them. I think I am gonna try to see if a music store would take them first. The only reason is because I would like to get a different instrument, and instruments are expensive. As much as I would just like to donate them, I think I'm only going to do that if the music store doesn't take them, and then I'll say, okay, rather than trying to sell them through third-party sites, I'll donate it. I think that's my plan. So, but dude, thank you once again. Eric the Tax is 705. Thanks, man, saying I'm lazy and don't read updates. They did the ranking thing. They sure did. You can see this is what they look like for champions. This is for Doom. But yeah, they have a list of champs that there's 25 of them so far, but there will be more. It's not in game yet, but I believe at some point it will be. Where they rank champs on utility and damage and stuff. Yep. Eric, thank you very much, dude. Yeah, so I'm going through. So this is Kabam's rankings here. I changed one of the category names, and then I was just kind of going through, giving my take on things for these other categories. And yeah, that was the whole point of these streams. All right, let me see what you guys said for Shang-Chi. 4.5. Okay. See a lot, mostly 4.5s in the chat. I will trust you guys. And we'll bump them up. Okay, Ghost 5 out of 5. Yeah, I think easy. 5 out of 5 for Ghost. I'm not sure if anyone wants to debate that even, but if you do, good luck. I'll believe it's a 5 out of 5. All right. Anyway, Guardian. 4 for Guardian. Let's actually talk about these last 3 here, kind of all together. Well, yeah, let me know about Guardian, actually. Let's maybe I take that back. Maybe let's focus on Guardian a bit. We got 3 to go. Let's not jump the gun here. BG seems like a clarinet player at heart. The Squidward of MCOC. Perhaps. Ben's Blazy sending over 400 of them huffs. Thank you, dude, saying this is a buck. Ah, well, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate that support, dude. Also saying, BG, when will you upload some mass rank up videos, please? I'm starving for them. Yeah, the thing about the mass rank up videos is I don't get glory like I used to from doing map 8. So the mass rank ups, I'm not saying they're gone forever, but they might be gone forever or just fewer. Like maybe I would still do them every few months. Although I do know it's been like 5 or 6 at this point. Because I was traveling in December, and yeah, I think November was the last one I did probably. But yeah. Okay, let's see. People for Guardian are saying anywhere from 3 to 4.5, so maybe we just leave him as a 4. He does, his awaken ability does give him a ton of resistances and stuff like that, but I mean, there's other stuff about him too. I'm not trying to say that's the only thing he can do is his awaken ability, but I'm gonna leave it as a 4 just because I don't know how to accurately gauge it, and 4 seems to be about the average of what you guys are saying. Okay, Guillotine, I'm inclined to bump Guillotine to a 4.5 because of watching. Listen, I know we can't always judge by like MSD and Happy McMuffins and other people and stuff like that, but honestly, Guillotine can do a lot, man. She can do a lot. I think it's not always the easiest to pull off, But she can counter a lot. She can do a lot. She's got some of the standard immunities for being a robot and all that. I think this is a 4.5. I would maybe be willing to bet they, more experienced Guillotine players would maybe say 5 for that, but I'm gonna say 4.5. Okay, Warlock is... I think Warlock is higher than a 4 as well. Let's see. I mean, Warlock, he's got immunity to bleed, poison, and cold stuff. He can stop healing. He can lower ability accuracy and stuff. He has access to bleed when necessary. He's got the armor up for, havoc counters and stuff. I feel like this guy, I'm seeing a lot of 5s. I'm kind of between 4.5 and 5. But I'm seeing so many 5s that reverse power. Yeah, that's right. I always forget about the power control aspect of it because I don't use Warlock a ton, actually. Mine's not awakened. I really wish he was awakened. But yeah. Okay, I think that'll do it. I think I'm gonna call it there. Now, the one thing I messed up on is I messed up on the survive. It's hidden right now for a reason. The survivability. That I kind of want to copy over from here, but it's more difficult than just a straight copy and paste because of formatting. Although, I guess there's a way to copy without the formatting, right? Anyway, I'm going to leave it because it's late. I'm going to make a video kind of talking about all this stuff and what it means. I don't think it means a whole lot in particular. I think that's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, is to figure out, like, how much does this stuff really mean? Something I said privately before these streams was like, I mean, I've said it publicly in the past too, of like these lists, tier lists, and ranking lists and stuff like that. They don't necessarily mean a ton. This is a strategy game, where, yeah, man, you use the champion that gets the job done, right? But I do think here's where it does mean something, and the reason why I did this compared to not really commenting on tier lists much in the past, at least not like meticulously going through them, is because I think if we look at a character like She-Hulk and we see that her survivability is listed as a 4 out of 5, and this is the system that Kabam is going to be using to balance champions by going forward, like certain things I agree with, and then I think about survivability, and I for She-Hulk, and I say, like, well, where? Well, how is that info? How'd you come up with that kind of a number? Because you look at her kit and you just don't see it. I see below average stats for the most part. Her health, I think, is above average. Yeah, her health is above average, but, armor is below average, block proficiency below average. She does have some physical resistance, but she doesn't really have any healing or ways to reduce damage and stuff like that. So then it does kind of make me think, like, well, if they gave She-Hulk a 4 out of 5 for not having too many abilities there, I mean, how do we judge new champions going forward, I guess? Go hang a salami. I'm a lasagna hog. It's a palindrome. Holy crap. That's insane. I've never seen that palindrome before. But yeah, so, like, champs could get buffed or nerfed based off of like the ratings that Kabam puts out for them. Did they list? Hold on. Go back, I guess. Did they list the new champs? No. We can see them in the spotlight though, right? Like Scorpion, his spotlight is out. So we've got numbers here for Scorpion. I don't know, man. I don't know what it all means for like the new champs and how Kabam is gonna balance them going forward and stuff. But yeah. Love to know how they rate them. Will they bring out a video explaining it? Well, they say it in this article that I was just in. They go over the main goal of champion attributes is to help summoners, new and old, have an idea of the strengths and weaknesses of a champion at a glance. In order to do this, attributes are broken down into 5 separate categories, and then they go over some of these categories and what they mean. So you could read through this if you'd like. I'll even put a link in the chat here. But again, it's hard to know exactly what it all really means. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna think about it tonight and probably tomorrow. Just kind of share my thoughts in a little bit more condensed way. And I just thought it'd be interesting to compare these numbers. I can't, man, I can't even show like the total, my total ranks compared to Kabam's total ranks because I have to fix that one category. So, oh, whoops. Doom probably comes in first on mine too, though. Yeah, once I fix the survivability, the dude is like a 24 out of 25 or something. All right, anyway, it was still kind of fun to go through this. This is probably the last time I'm going to do this, though, because, like I said, it doesn't hold that much value. It was just something a little different. So
Man loves beans.
They're calculating severely on numbers. That's the problem, not actual situation where they're used. Well, all right, so the thing is, Kabam has a ton of data. More data than we can probably imagine. But I think data, it can be misleading at times. Like, for example, maybe they see that a lot of people are dying to evade-based champions. And maybe for utility, maybe they really value anti-evade or something like that. Maybe they weight it more significantly because of people dying to evade champs. But then it's like, I'll show you an evade counter. It's right here. You know, like people will still die to it, but technically your champion has that utility. Even if you die to something. So like I don't know how they're looking at data and you know what they're factoring in, how they're weighing all the different stats. But like almost every champion has a way to counter evade. Yes, you can't counter evade on like stun immune with parry. So yeah, I'm not saying like anti-evade is irrelevant. It's very relevant. It's just, how is that weighted? We don't know. So yeah. But anyway, I will call it here. Thanks for your guys' help in assembling this thing, and I'll share some more thoughts tomorrow, and then we're either going to play Incursions with Lags tomorrow or just hit the arena. We'll see. Is it pronounced data or data? Did you want me to say data or data there? I was going to originally, but I feel like that's what you were trying to bait me into. BG's data is who he sees in Alliance War. I mean, some, yeah, but also that's what Kabam is. That's what their data is too. Is who they see use in Alliance War. It's not just Alliance War though. All All right. Anyway, like I said, I'm out. But before I go, let me give a shout out to Ruddy Townsman for being tonight's biggest D. Dude, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And yeah, thank you to everyone else. BG also hates Star Trek because of Data. I never seen Star Trek. I don't know if it's pronounced Data or Data in that show. But missed my Streamlabs? Holy crap, I did. That was weird, dude, because I swear I looked at it, but I guess I missed it. Either way, easy. Thank you for the buck, dude. You said, I love these streams. Well, cool, man. I can't even tell if you're being serious or not. Just because you're sometimes known to be a little sarcastic. So I honestly can't tell. But, either way. Now I'm curious. You have to tell me if you actually like it or if that was sarcasm. But all right, yeah, on that note, I'm out of here, guys. I'm totally being serious. This was super fun. Okay. All right, well, cool. All right. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, though. Night, everybody.